we didn't pull out certain champions that I'm really, really good at, and I'd love to.
A certain, yeah.
Well,
Well, the first day of MSI in Paris, so the playoffs are done. I'm joined right now by Bwipo with coverage presented by your support in the YouTube description. Let's talk a little bit about what happened. Everybody's saying it's a close 3-0, but I'm sure that doesn't help you feel any better. What was your take on how everything went down today?
I think mostly we got early game advantages through caps. I think we made sure that he had the Tali or the Sol, and he did cap things and just took over the map.
Sure.
I feel like the side laners didn't get as much out of it though, and then that kind of made it difficult to actually get big leads. All in all, I feel like once we got ahead, we were struggling to actually get something out of the map. Like we would be pushing all three lanes at the same time, and we'd have like in the second game Camille, and we'd taking towers and stuff. But at the end of the day, we weren't getting any decisive victories. Yeah. We weren't getting the Baron, no inhibitors, like nothing was really happening, and we were really confused as to what to do.
Yeah. And how are you feel about how everything went down?
For me personally, I feel like I really let down the team and everybody really. I think game 2 is the best example of that, where I think I actually could have just ended the game at certain points. There was even moments where, you know, like I based instead of taking mid inhib because I was so tunneled on killing the Nexus, and I didn't even notice the inhibitor was open.
Sure.
So it was really difficult for me to like swallow that and go into game 3. Yeah. Because I feel like that should have been a 1-1 for us if I just not even made less mistakes, just played better.
I mean, there were moments where at least the analysts and some of the community since then have pointed out that when you were pushing their inhib, if the team had just sort of suicided to stop the team from going, or from to stop RNG from going back and all that stuff, that it does feel like there were moments where, not to shit talk your teammates, but it doesn't seem like it was all you.
Sure, maybe not, and maybe we had no clue what to do at certain points. I'll admit that we were really lost at some points because, you know, like I think they Tom Kenshulted or whatever on me like 3 different times, and I just walked away. You know, I basically walked off scot-free, but we felt pressure to do something every time they tried. Yeah. And I think that's partially on me because I didn't communicate that, you know, I'm fine. You know, I can just run loops around these guys and I can't really do anything. So yeah. I'll just go bot again, and if they want to try again next time Kenshul, good luck. Sure. But I didn't do that. Yeah. So it's, I think, on me to take responsibility for the lack of communication there, making clear how easy it was for me to just escape. And we had all the time in the world, I think. We could have just played for towers rather than the Baron, because I do feel like once the Baron spawned, we were really just a worse team than RNG, because either we would take the 50-50 and lose it, or just put ourselves in bad situations. Like, getting into a 50-50 when you have a few thousand gold lead is just not good.
Yeah. Setting aside your personal frustrations, those games were bloody. Like that first game, I think was maybe the craziest game we've seen at MSI so far. The amount of kills, and it felt like I felt like I was seeing more action than in my solo queue ARAMs. So it was just really, what was it like for you guys on stage? Like, because it just felt like there was constantly some fight happening out somewhere on that map.
Game 1, it's a while back for me now. Obviously, a lot of experience. I was playing the Scion, and I feel like for us, it wasn't that bloody. It was just more like we felt the need to fight because we were getting outscaled, right? They had the Vladimir into the Scion. Yeah. I'm playing the Scion. It's always rough, you know? Like, you feel like you have to do something or this guy's just going to keep killing everybody. But at the end of the day, the reason why it was so bloody is because every time we felt like we could do something, we ended up getting double flanked and just killed. So we thought we were in a position where we could take the fight, but then either Irelia or Vladimir, usually both, came from either side and just made quick work out of us. So, yeah. We tried to take the 5v5s, and we just didn't set them up properly, so we ended up taking a lot of deaths and a lot of kills.
Yeah. Okay, well, MSI, unfortunately for you guys, is over now, but this was a huge moment for you to kind of have a lot of experience. What did this international tournament mean for you, and what does it mean for you going forward as a player?
I don't know what it means for me going forward as a player, but I definitely gained a lot of valuable experience. All 3 games, right now, it's hard for me to put into words how valuable this is for me, but I'm pretty sure that this will change me as a player in a good way. Yeah. I'll be much more calm and collected when it comes to these decisive moments, because I feel like this game I was a bit trigger happy sometimes, and I made too many mistakes, for sure.
Well, I just mean MSI as a whole, because you also had all the group stage, right? So MSI's done, but you had all this group stage experience. You've now had this today, and that must be crazy for you as a relatively new player.
Yeah. It's just been an all-around great experience. I think it helped me realize a lot of things about my own gameplay. Yeah. Helped me realize a lot of things about other people's gameplay, right? Because one thing about experience is that you get to learn how other people play competitively. Right. You get to get used to what these people are doing. Because in solo queue, like, a lot of people make a lot more like risky calls and do a lot of different things. Whereas here, it's generally speaking, no matter what top laner you're playing against, they'll have a set play pattern they're going to try and follow because that's what they're good at. Yeah. So it's good that I'm building my own play pattern through the experience, and I think that's really good for me.
Well, I'm sure the game just finished. It's not like you have an idea of what the summer split is going to mean for you, but I'm sure there are a lot of fans that are curious about this. Is there anything that you would say to any of the fans out there who are maybe excited about what they saw from you this tournament, curious about what the future is for you, anything like that?
So from what I understand, I'll be competing with Soaz for the starter spot in Summer Split. So it'll be a lot more back and forth with the swaps, because right now, with this injury, it was a little difficult to find a reason to put him in. Sure. But really, to the fans, just thank you to everybody for supporting me. Thanks to everybody that thinks I can be better, because I know I can be. So having other people try and convince me, help reinforce that, really helps me. Because I think for Summer Split, I'm going to try and be a much more dominant player, because I do think I didn't tap into a lot of what I'm good at. We didn't pull out certain champions that I'm really, really good at, and I'd love to.
A certain,
Well,
I get it.
I feel like I didn't have enough confidence in pick and ban to try and get what I needed for myself to succeed.
Sure.
And I hope I can be a better player coming into summer, but also more confident. Yeah. I think that's what's really important for me, because I feel like I've always been very confident in what I can do, but I didn't show that here in the best of 3, and I didn't show that in any of the group stage. I was always like, I'll just do whatever, I just told Dylan, he's like, you know what? Just put me on what we think is best for me, and we'll just play. And I think this experience really helped me to get the good situations for me. Gotcha. It taught me to get that good matchup, Very good.
Well, thank you so much for the interview. I'm sorry you guys lost today, but I always just thank everybody, because I know how tough it is to do an interview after you lose, so you probably just want to go back and sulk and either read the Reddit comments and bathe in self-pity, or ignore the Reddit comments and dread what they might say. But I really appreciate you doing the interview.
Oh, thank you so much. Again, thank you, all the fans. Thanks you, Travis. I'll read all the comments, by the way.
Okay. Well, enjoy that, I guess. Yeah.
I'll do my best.
Yeah. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things esports right here on my YouTube channel. I've got some good news for you. There's a spot right here, right next to me on this bench, saved for you, because you know what? At Gafford Industries, we are looking for talented individuals like yourself. And the first step in the application process is just subscribing to the YouTube channel. The second step is hitting up the support page or the Patreon. But we could just settle on the first step right now if you've only gotten to that, and then you'll be here with me at Gafford Industries, the rising tide, the company that's going to take over it all. Just sign up.